Define lockout tag-out, LOTO, system. Lockout and tag-out is a process to block the flow of energy from the source, and it will be locked with lock system or padlock for not restore the energy, and these should be tag on it. The tag will be as a warning, do not operate. Locks and tags will normally be removed only by the person who installed them whenever possible. Before lockout and tag out, make sure that a valid isolation permit being obtained. Define chemical hazard identification tag. Chemical hazard identification tag or hazardous material classification tag is a warning tag to inform that how hazardous is the material contains, for example fire, health, reactivity or specific hazard. It is color-coded, red for fire, blue for health, yellow for reactivity and white for specific hazards like oxidizer, alkali, acid and corrosive etc. What are the general precautions to be taken before and during using an abrasive wheel? Precautions. Abrasive wheel. Ensure the spindle speed does not exceed the maximum speed marked on the wheel. Ensure fit the wheel on the spindle freely. Tighten the spindle nut enough to hold the wheel in place without distorting the flange. Do not stand in front of the rotating wheel. Provide a protective guard for a moving abrasive wheel and maintain proper alignment with the wheel. For any bench-mounted abrasive wheel, the wheel rest should be adjusted as close as practicable to the abrasive wheel, which shall be firmly secured. Before mounting, inspects closely for damage. Perform sound test or ring test to ensure free from cracks, defects. Don't adjust wheel while it's rotating and disconnect tools when changing the wheel. Don't use expired abrasive wheel and remove damage, crack wheel and tag it. Do not use. Must be used eye and face protective device, goggles, face shield, etc. Wear the suitable respiratory protection also in case abrasive wheel generates dust. A sign shall be posted near all fixed abrasive wheels. What is a safety precaution to be taken prior to start and during their work at height and why it is required? The work is properly planned, organized, appropriately supervised and carried out, ensuring the safety of workers and integrity of worksite. The worksite, including its access as well exit, is safe with the necessary protection against fall from height. Similarly, the workers to be deployed for work at height are trained and aware of potential hazards. PPE, appropriate fall arrest systems such as safety harness, safety nets etc. shall be used to protect the person from fall. The personnel working at height must use appropriate and approved full-body safety harness and attached to a secure anchorage. All the straps of safety harness shall be securely tightened to the body parts. The tools and equipment to be used at height must be kept properly secured to prevent its accidental fall or tripping hazard. The area in the vicinity of work at height should be barricaded and danger notice posted to alert the personnel. Man basket. Workers should keep all body parts inside the man basket while it is being lifted or positioned. Workers must wear a personal fall arrest system, and helmet with chin strap must be worn at all times. Sloping roofs. Employee worked in roofing activities on slope roofs with unprotected sides and edges 6 feet, 1.8 meters, or more above shall be used appropriate safety harness, safety net, and guardrail or a combination of these. What are the safety precautions to be taken while performing lifting operation? The load is clear of any obstruction. The load is securely slung. Use tie ropes. The security of the load is to be reconfirmed once the load is raised a few inches. The crane is not used to drag the load or pull the slings beneath a few inches. No movement is allowed under the suspended load. Barricade the swing radius of the crane. Never sling different size of tubular together. The crane hook is in central position over the load. All equipment must be inspected by third party and validity of inspection must be checked. Daily inspection sheet of cranes must be always available with the crane operated. SWL of the crane and hook shall be marked and highlighted. Fire extinguisher of approved type and capacity. Crane hook secured prevent swinging action in transit. A calibrated SWL indicator and crane capacity chart prominently displayed in the cabin. All loose material is to be removed from the top of the load. Slings is protected from sharp edges by using suitable packing. Hooks used on lifting equipment should be fitted with safety devices to prevent the load or sling displacement for the hook. Do not use wire rope slings if it is kinked, crushed, frayed or corroded. Slings must never be shortened by tying knots in them or by wrapping around a crane hook. What are the potential hazards while performing lifting? Operation: accidents, hit or crush by hanging load. Falling objects. Collapse of lifting equipment due to overload. Overturning of the crane. Failure of lifting gears such as wire ropes, hooks, shackle, eye bolts, chain, etc. What is rigging and slinging? Rigging and slinging is a part of mechanical handling activity that involves lifting and shifting of heavy material through the safe use of equipment, machinery or devices such as crane, wire rope, hooks, shackles, chain pulleys, etc. Explain about compressed gas cylinders. Cylinders testing. Contractors may be required to provide proof that compressed gas cylinders have been tested in excess of their normal maximum pressure when filled. Cylinder connections. Compressed gas cylinders shell is equipped with connections complying with compressed gas cylinders valve outlet and inlet connections ANSI B57.1 1975, or an equivalent standard. Copy available for examination at the Technical Library. Storage of a cylinders general. The following requirement applies to the storage of compressed gas cylinders, that is cylinders that do not have a gauge in place. Cylinders shall be shaded if stored outside. Cylinders stored inside. A. Well protected, well ventilated, dry location. B. At least 6 meters, 20 feet, away from combustible. Explain PPE. Personal protective equipment is intended to protect employees from hazards. There is specific protective equipment for a specific job. PPE will protect you only if used it in the intended way. PPE is a working barrier between harm and the human body. What is housekeeping? A place for everything and everything in its place. Before starting the job, during their job and after completion of the job, housekeeping should be done. Waste materials and rubbish are fire and accident hazards. What is non-hazardous waste? Unwanted materials, substances were other than hazardous. They could be in the form of a solid, sludge, slurry, and liquid. The exceptions are materials sold for reuse, reprocessing. Surplus, expired materials that are returned to the manufacturer or supplier. What is hazardous waste? Any waste, solid, sludge, slurry and liquid, which is either combustible, explosive, inflammable, corrosive, reactive, or toxic. Action minimization. Process of reducing the quantity of waste produced through the review of operational practices, better inventory control, and optimal use of raw materials. A. Reuse. The reuse of material on more than one occasion. B. Recycling. The reprocessing of waste into the same or a different product. Typical recyclable wastes include oils, glass, paper, plastics, etc. C. Recovery. The process of obtaining materials or energy values from collected waste for use or reuse. What is defensive driving? Defensive driving is A. Driving to prevent accidents, in spite of the incorrect actions or others or adverse weather conditions. B. Anticipate driving hazards and know how to protect yourself from them. C. Be alert while driving by keeping your mind free of distractions and your attention focused on driving. Alertness involves watching and recognizing accident-causing factors instantly. D. The professional has foresight and ability to recognize the traffic situations as far ahead as possible. E. The driver must anticipate traffic problems that are likely to develop and decide whether these developments could be dangerous. F. As a defensive driver, everyone must operate their vehicle in a manner to avoid contributing to an accident or being involved in a preventable accident. G. To be a good driver, you should respect all traffic laws and be courteous to others.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.